Guinea pig!
Hi, I'm Aline and welcome to my kitchen. And today we're going to be making Eva's Cranberry Crisp. This is a recipe that I made as far as putting it together to kind of make a dessert that we had when I was a kid. Where I went to school and where my mom went to school, they had a dessert called Cranberry Crisp. And I did not have the recipe for it. My mom had made it when I was little, but she didn't have a recipe for it, or had lost her recipe. So about 25, 30 years ago, I looked for what I could find. I found a crisp recipe that I could use, and I made the cranberry crisp off of that. Now, what this is it's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of oats, and 1 stick of butter, softened. Mine was frozen, so we grated it to make it soften. And you need 2 cans of cranberry sauce, the jelly type, or you can use the whole berry, whatever you want to use. I've been known to use applesauce and cranberry sauce if that's all I had. But what you do, and it's very simple to do, you take the bowl with your butter, you want to add your flour and your baking soda, your brown sugar, and your oats. And you just kind of mix it together to make a crumble. Now I'm going to be honest with y'all, this stuff right here, this is one of those things you either love or you either hate it. And I think pretty much all the adults, as far as my aunts and uncles and things like that, love this stuff because they were raised eating it at school and at home. And I have several of my cousins that love it, and I have several of my cousins that absolutely hate it. But that's okay. More for me. And like I said, I went through about 5 or 6 different incarnations of a recipe trying to make this thing. And I found what they call raisin bars and made those up and found out that the crumble or the crust for that is almost exactly the same as what you would use for the cranberry crunch, which that worked good. So I took that crust or crumble and incorporated it with my cranberry sauce, and I have my cranberry crisp. And since it's a recipe I came up with on the crumble and everything, I named it after my mama, because she loved this stuff. It was her favorite dessert as far as a crisp or a cookie bar would go. Now, she loved cakes and she loved pies too, but this right here is an all-time favorite of hers. And the first time I had ever had it that I can remember was in Head Start. And if some of y'all don't know what Head Start is what you call kindergarten nowadays. And I'd have that at school. Well, this is pretty much what you want it to look like. It's just like I said, you mix everything together, make sure that the butter is blended in and kind of coarse. And you want to set aside about 1/2 cup, a little more, a little less. Now, I'd say a little more than less. But you want to set aside 1/2 cup of that to put on top. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the pan here. And this is a 9 by 13 baking dish. And what you do is you just press this flat. Now, I have used a 9 by 9 baking dish, and I have used a 9x13 cake pan. And I've even used a little bit bigger. I've used an 11x15. It just stands out the crust a lot. But you just press that down in there. Now, as far as the original goes, I don't know if anything was ever added to the cranberry sauce. My mama said you just mash the cranberry sauce and you put it on there. I've got paper towels, yeah. I knew I had paper towels here somewhere. Wipe my hand off them. And you take a tater masher.
Mash it, mash it.
Or you can use a food processor or whatever you want to use. Fork. Just mash the cranberry sauce together. Now I'm making this with the jelly because I had a request for my recipe from my cousin Sharon. And I told her I would make a video of this, which I had already planned on doing anyway. And she could watch my video and get my recipe. So this is what the original is. It is the jelly cranberry sauce. But I'll be honest with you, I like it just as well with the whole berry cranberry sauce, and I like it with applesauce. Okay. And now, you just take the cranberry sauce and you pour it out on top of that crust area. Make sure you get all that goodie out of that bowl. We don't want to leave none of that in there. Now, like I said, I don't know for a fact what the original recipe called for. As far as with the cranberry sauce, I don't know if anybody added anything to it. I use cranberry sauce, and that's it. For my part, that's all it needs. This stuff is good stuff. But if you're wondering where we went to school, to where they had this recipe, well, my mama went to a little school called Paint Rock School, and then she went to Woodville School. And I went to Woodville School, and this is in Alabama. And one of the lunch ladies there, I think, came up with this recipe, if I'm not mistaken. And she made it, and it was a staple in the lunchroom. This is the one thing that everybody would trade stuff for, so they get extra pieces off. People didn't like it. They said, all right, what do you want? I'll give it to you for it, you know. But I love this stuff. Don't eat a whole lot of it. Don't need to. It's sweet. And Guinea Pig had never heard of it until he married me, or met me, I should say. And I fixed it for him a couple times before we got married. And I think he likes it pretty well.
No.
Okay. You see, we just spread that out. And now, you just want to take your crumble. Just kind of, I mean, it don't have to be exact. You don't have to press it down. Just kind of sprinkle it on top. And I know y'all probably heard that beeping a while ago. And you know, that was my oven going off. It was a preset to 350. And that's basically all you have to do. You don't have to make sure it's even or nothing. You just put a little crumb topping on it. And we're going to bake this on 350 degrees. I think it says for 30 to 35 minutes. Well, I'll bake it for about 35 minutes. Then I'll come back and check, see if it's done. And if it's not, I'll give it that extra 5 minutes. But let me get this in the oven and go from there. Got it. We'll be back in about 30 minutes to see how this thing looks. Okay, we're back. It's been right around, I want to say 33 minutes. Had to put it on for about 3 more minutes. And this is what it looks like now that it's done. This cranberry crisp is extremely hot. It's best not to cut it until it's really cool. And I'm going to be honest with you, I like it when it's extremely cold. To me, it's best that way. I am going to cut a small bite just to give a taste test. You know me, I got to have a small taste. So, I'm just going to cut through here. Do a small piece here, and I'll go ahead and cut through right there. Do a small piece there. Loosen that up a little bit.
Because you know the guinea pig got to have his taste too.
That's right. Gotta have one for the pig.
No.
Like I said, this can be made any time of the year as long as you can find the cranberry sauce. It's gonna be.
Flip it on out there, it ain't gonna matter.
Oh wow, yeah, that looks really good right there.
It's gonna eat the same.
Like I said, but during the fall when you have your cranberry sauce and Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff, this is really good at that time of year. Like I said, it's good any time of the year, and it smells so good. Now, if you don't like cranberry sauce, you know, you don't have to use cranberry sauce. You can use applesauce, or I'd say if you have some kind of blueberry sauce or anything like that, you can try that. It's your kitchen, your rules, you know, experiment. Now, here we go. We'll see what we can get here. We know this is going to be hot.
It's really good. Be a lot better when it's cold, but it's really good.
So good. And like Pig said, it's going to be even better when it's cold. Well, thank y'all very much for watching my video. And I ask if you would, please subscribe, like, give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave a comment or a question if you have one. Share the video if you liked it. And if you do subscribe, please click on that bell icon and you'll be notified the next time I upload another video. Now, I try to upload cooking videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I have Saturday talks on Saturday. So, thank y'all again for watching. Have a great day. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Where's my phone?